just look at these stats right quick, and then he'll open up with a statement.
That's fourth quarter only. If I can get some stats, that'd be helpful. Thank you. Congratulations to DC. They certainly did the things and made the plays they needed to in order to win the football game. You come out here, and as we've talked about all week, everybody's got talent in this league, and anybody can line up and beat anybody. And if you come out and you don't do the things that it takes, that are necessary to win, then you can get beat. As we have found in the past, and we found today. We've got a new team. I thought we were sloppy today. I thought offensively we just couldn't get into a rhythm or do anything consistently. Much of that is a testament to them and how hard they played on defense, but we couldn't eliminate the lost yardage plays. Defensively, we've got to stop the penalties. I believe we had 4 or 5 in the first half. That really hurt us. A couple key plays that led to scoring drives. And so we just got to make people earn it. We've got a whole new football team this year. We're going to learn a little bit of who we are and what we're all about. Like I said, I commend DC for what they were able to do, for going out and playing the game they did. We know they're a good football team. They have a lot of talent, but I thought they played a nice game, and I certainly feel like we could have given ourselves a better chance today than we did with some of the mistakes that we made on both sides of the ball. I take responsibility for those as a head coach. Obviously, I did not do a very good job with Alex and getting him ready. He's been out of the quarterback position for a while, and I thought he did some great things athletically. But I'm talking about playing quarterback. When you get blitzed and you got to throw hot and those type of things. I did not do a very good job of that with him, and I thought some of those things showed up today. So yeah.
Okay, one question.
Sure. Coach, you spoke a little bit about Alex, and in the second half, we saw a lot of him taking off. Were they design runs, or was it just him, kind of just making something out of nothing?
No, what they did was they were playing coverage, and when he was able to step up into the line, everybody was running down the field playing coverage. They did a really good job with their coverage, but the weakness to it is there's nobody underneath when you take off running. That was the weakness, and he took advantage of that and did some really good things with it. They did a good job trying to stop the downfield passing game, and what they did kind of sank everybody out. We couldn't get a consistent running game going against it. And then when we threw it and nobody was open because they were running down the field, he took off and ran with it. Did a really good job with it a couple times and led to a lot of yards rushing. But unfortunately, we didn't do it consistently enough. When's the time to step up and throw the ball, and when's the time to take off and run the ball? And that's, like I said, I got to do a better job with them.
Thank you.
Okay, Coach. You had 10 penalties for 71 yards. What was your thoughts on that, and what, as far as going forward, how you'd be able to clean that up?
Well, 10 penalties, and these guys that have been here will tell you, we shoot for under 5. That's our goal. We talk a lot about playing penalty-free football, and we certainly did not do that today. Certainly did not play a clean game. I thought we played somewhat undisciplined at times. And we did. We had way too many penalties. We worked too hard to give up automatic first downs. On defense, you work too hard to gain when you're averaging 4 or 5 yards a run, and you get yourself to 3rd and short. And you get a penalty. Now all of a sudden you're in 3rd and long. We beat ourselves, and that's not to take anything away from DC. Because I thought they played a heck of a game. They played a great game. They did not beat themselves in so many areas, but I think in home openers, more games are normally lost than won. And I don't think that we helped ourselves today with the number of penalties that we had. How do we clean them up? We point them out, we talk about them, and if we want to win, we'll clean them up. If we don't, we'll continue being a heavily penalized team and making it really hard on ourselves to try and find a win in a very competitive league.
Hey Coach, we saw last year Matt Corral mix in a little bit. When the pass game was sort of falling apart at times there today, was there ever any consideration to go to Matt, or did you want to ride with Alex?
No, there was, and really what I did was I tried to roll 2 quarterbacks last year, and it really didn't work with the personalities involved. And so I went with one, and I'm not going to get into every other series trying to change quarterbacks, and now we'll go there, now we'll go there. Matt is very capable. I did give it some thought at one point, but really it had more to do with taking sacks than it did seeing the field or being able to throw the football. I mean, there's a couple times that, like I said, I think Alex is, when he gets pressured, he had some man situations where they brought more than we can block, and he's got to be able to get rid of the ball. And instead he tries to refer to his athleticism. And like I said, he hadn't done it for 2 years, and it showed up today. And, you know, did I think about it? I did. I didn't make the move, and that one's on me. But I felt like Alex would get back into it. That's what I really felt.
We got one online from Ariel Schaefer at CBS 42 in Birmingham. For Coach, she says, heading into week 2, will there be any conversation about possibly splitting the reps between Magoo and Corral?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I don't know. I'm still thinking about this one. You know, I'm still thinking about everything that went wrong. Obviously, we talked about the penalties, the sacks, the lost yardage plays, the opportunities, the drop passes, you know what I mean, all that. So I have not even bridged that yet. I do know that we're going to have a very difficult week. We get home tonight about midnight. We'll go from there, and then we get Monday off, Tuesday and Wednesday we practice, Thursday we travel, and Friday we play. So I mean, we got a 2-day week more or less to get ready for Michigan. So going to be a challenge for us, but you know what? That's what we got to get ready for, and I'll look at it when I have the opportunity to watch the film and make that decision.
Oscar wants to know what you learned from this.
You know what? I think what all of us learned. I mean, anybody can beat anybody. You know what I mean? This is a new season, new year. Told the team in the locker room, I mean, if we don't earn it, there's no guarantee we win a game. You know, I mean, you got to go work, you got to go earn it. And we certainly didn't do that. We, not just the players, me as a coach, the penalties, the play calling, all that. We got to do a better job. I think we've got really good leadership on this team. When you talk about having guys back like Tizino and some of these, the JoJo Tilleries and some of the other guys that are back, I feel like we've got strong leadership on this team. I think they're a proud group, and I think they'll come back to work. And I don't think they are beating their chest right now about the performance we put on the field today right now. And we know we got to get better. We'll go back to work and see what we can do to improve this week.
Tizino, what about you? Same question.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to go to work as a player standpoint. You want to come out here every single day, obviously, and dominate. But it's the first game. You know, we're off for 6 months, and you know, we come out here and we have a short amount of time in camp to try to get ready. You know, at the same time, you got to try to keep everybody healthy. So it's a thin line between football and then obviously trying to make it to the game. So it's just knocking off the rust, and I promise we'll be back though. I mean, it's just a first game, and we're gonna be fine.
Okay, that's all the questions we're able to take tonight, but thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
A few minutes for coach.
Ready?
Yep.
All right.
What's up?
Hi, how's it feel to be back?
Feels great to be back in DC. Honestly, it does. Being back with, especially with Coach Shannon as our interim head coach, and then just being back in Audi, just the environment and everybody, the fans and everybody. So it just feels amazing just to be back here for my 3rd season. So I feel at home.
Looks like you got the run game going today. How'd that feel to?
Yeah, that's our offense, is just to get the run game going at first, and then you know, once the defense comes down, and that's when we try to, you know, pop the top off with a pass or. But you know, we studied their defense. We knew they were going to play soft on us, so we knew those underneath routes were going to be open, and I just needed to take more of those.
Jordan, for the 3rd straight year, you have a bunch of new receivers in this room again. A couple of them made big plays today.
Yeah.
What can you say about that?
Dude, those receivers. I mean, we have a talented group this year. I felt like everybody touched the ball, you know, at least twice, and we have such good talent in there. Everybody from, you know, our backups to our starters, and from our tight ends to our running backs. So we did a great job of just being detailed in camp and knowing exactly where everyone is going to be and exactly what route they have, and they were locked in since day one, and I felt the chemistry from camp.
And Jordan, what was your initial reactions when you found out that Shannon was going to be your head coach? Obviously,
Yeah.
he used to be your former, the quarterback's coach.
Right.
Just what were your thoughts, just his overall impact in your development?
Oh, I loved it. There was nobody better than Shannon to take that job. He knew exactly the role we needed to play, and with Coach being gone, he came right in and filled his shoes and exactly took it over. And I knew he was the right guy for this job, and we needed this win badly for him. And gave him the game ball after. Kais wanted to do it, but he was going to be super emotional, so I took it in, and I felt like I was the right person to do that.
Abram Smith is back. How
Yeah.
can you, just speak about how the run game complements the pass game and having him back on the field finally?
Yeah, having AB back is amazing. Blessing that he came in this 100% healthy. We took it slow at first in camp, but now he's up and rolling 100% and moving fast. And just having him just going downhill and kind of threatens that defensive linebackers and kind of brings them in the box. So just having his presence next to me, I feel confident. He knows the plays in and out, and I'm just happy he's back.
Todd's got a weapon, but
Yeah.
13, Antonio, what is it like working with him? Because he's going to be a name that the teams are going to have to pay attention to.
Oh yeah, if he's 100% healthy, he's a beast out there, and that's why we kept him in camp. And for this first game, he did play a little banged up, but he pushed through and came in clutch on those big plays, and such a big target. I love having big targets. I can throw wherever, and he'll come down with it. And it's 50-50 balls ain't 50-50 to me. It's 90-10. So I'm taking him all day.
Awesome.
Jordan, how much confidence does it give you guys to beat the defending champs?
Oh, so much. That was our mentality, for 2 weeks now. After we got done with the cuts and everything, this was our goal, was to go in here and play hard. I knew they couldn't keep up with our tempo. I knew they were going to get tired fast, and it just didn't look like they wanted to be here. So we wanted to, just jump on early and finish. And today we did that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Is Coach coming in or not? He's not.
So, you guys had a ridiculous number of sacks today. What was that conversation like on the sideline as you were able to get that pressure on Alex?
I mean, we kind of knew in practice, like, stop the run, open up the passing game, negative blockers. That was pretty much period. So that's what it was when we started passing, just started opening up our games, and we just got the quarterback.
A lot of new pieces on this defense, obviously. Last year, you guys took Birmingham to the wire, had a huge game yourself in that one. What was it like playing with the new guys, and what do you think of some of the new additions here?
It's been exciting, especially in camp. We had a couple new additions, and in camp, all the bulls are fine. We preparation, so we kind of knew like we got some new dogs in the backfield, so they can lock us up. We can go pass rush, so that's what it is.
Are we making a statement with these gloves? What's going on with the gloves?
I know, it's just, I played D-line, so my hands be swollen, so,
Oh, I
need
see.
to grab the balls,
I didn't know if it was a new fashion thing. I do have one more. We talked about the coaching change and everyone saying that was the right move, and everyone being happy and seeing the guys kind of throw the Gatorade on Coach today. How was that locker room after?
Oh man, it's pretty exciting, especially for the new head coach. You doing your job and you get a victory against them, so it's like shit. Oh, excuse my language, but it's like we just prepared to win, and it's exciting to see him coming out on top and being successful. So I'm pretty proud, coach.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got one.
So 8 sacks today.
Mm-hmm.
What's the mentality going into next week?
Going into next week, we get 8 more or 10. It's not enough, you feel me? So 8 sacks, nobody really cares. So I'm gonna guarantee you get the championships like they did. So 8 sacks not really nothing until we get some more.
Derek, got one question for you, man.
Say.
Man, what was you saying out there, man, when you beat 74 out there, man? Like, you seen you working.
I think you knew what I was saying. They said 74, you can have a bad film game, but the coach might fire you, man. They took him out, they put somebody else in, they put him in on 2 minutes. Oh. I seen like green lights, like the bull when they see the red thing, I'll just go get it. So he was the weakest link you could talk about.
Last one. Is the Stallions O-line weaker this year than it was last year, in your opinion?
In my opinion, they had last year they run game, they run around spray way better. The pass game a little better. So, I mean, we can see the decline in the O line, so we just tackling. You You know, we picked out the weakest links and folded them. It was great from that. Good. Hey, I don't know. I don't care.
I love it.
Would you like to give an opening statement?
First, appreciate everybody being here, and very grateful for the opportunity, and great hard-fought game by our guys, and we've challenged these guys all camp, and let them know the job demanded more, and these guys did a really good job of busting their butt all camp, getting in conditioning in the way they did, and knowing that we had to be the better conditioning team. We knew we'd be more prepared, but we just wanted to make sure we was in shape, and it showed today towards the end that we was the better team that was in shape. And that was a great way for us to close out that win, especially on defense, how we did it, and so excited for that win. So those guys played hard.
What was that locker room like after your first win?
We got a rowdy group of guys, and those guys don't hold back, They're very passionate dudes, I tell you, our team married up with our fans. Those guys have a lot of energy, our fans have energy, and that's the one thing that those guys wanted to make sure they come in here, because we showed a clip 2 days ago before coming up here, and we just showed them how passionate our fans were, and we just made sure that they understood, we got to give it up for those guys, So that was the energy that we wanted to bring coming into the game to me.
I have one player I do want to ask you a question about, Bryce Thompson. He kind of just set the tone or sparked the team in the first half and the second half.
Yeah, I tell you, those guys, and still I work with the quarterback, so I will always tell the quarterbacks to be careful going on certain sides of the ball, and we're very talented on the defensive side, especially on the back half, and our guys can challenge anyone, and so yeah, he definitely set the tone early, and like I said, late too. So we're so excited about those guys, with us this year, because it gives G-Dub an opportunity to be the way he want to be from a defensive coordinator standpoint.
Congrats on your first win as head coach. Were you able to speak to Coach Barlow before he went to Tennessee? And if so, did he have any parting words of wisdom for you?
Yeah, Coach and I, we've been together for a little while, for quite some time. And, I talked with him a few days ago, and just having just normal conversation. Nothing as far as, X and O, what's going on. We were just having a good conversation, as friends. But he did leave me a video message today before going out in the field, and was just, saying how much he's proud of the guys and myself. And, I had an opportunity to text him back right before we went out and just told him how much I appreciate him for blessing me with this opportunity. So, yeah, I'm beyond blessed with that.
Coach, we didn't catch it in here, but on TV it's being reported there was a heated exchange between you and Coach Holtz at midfield. Something personal was said by Coach Holtz to you. You want to comment on that?
Yeah, I don't want to go too far into that. We were fine. We're fine. And, I want to be a professional on all levels. And so, I talked to some of the other coaches that's on the staff, some that I, went to the same university, and we talked, and we made sure everybody was on the same page. We're good, and we'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Congratulations on the win, Coach. What a week for you. Obviously being named the coach here, and then today getting the game ball. How has this week been for you?
Well, like I said, Coach Barlow did a great job of prepping us all through camp. So, for me, and then having an opportunity, have been with Coach Barlow over previous years at other universities and things like that, I kind of know the flow and the culture that's already been set for our football team and everywhere else we've been. And so, it was status quo, playing quarterback, you're in a leadership role all your life, when you're playing quarterback. So that just comes with territory. It comes with this. It comes with media. It comes with, all the questions that you have to answer on and off the field. And the head coach and the quarterback, the only two people to get a record put on your head, So that's something that's been a part of me from day one. And no, we just kept it going. Everything has been set in place. And there's been some tweak in some, within the practice and stuff like that. It's like, when you get a new guy out there, you can tweak something, and the players feel good about it because they've been doing it. But everything's still the same though, for the most part.
Roberson came in. He said 8 sacks is nothing. They had 8 sacks today. How would you rate their defensive performance when it comes to sacks?
I might have put my foot in my mouth at practice last week because I told them if you get 5 or more sacks in a game, okay, they first class every time. So, so with that being said, they are first class. If we are on first class fights like that, they are definitely first class every time. So they made me eat those words, and I'm glad to eat those words. That's some words that I don't mind being filled off of.
Coach, again, congratulations on the win. What are your thoughts heading into next week?
We gotta, correct a few things. We still have a lot of mistakes, even though we played a really good football game today. But if you want to be elite, you want to be excellent, there's no flaws in your game. So you got to make sure you clean up all those small mistakes. Still on the defense side of the ball, as good as we were, we could have been so much better. And then offensively, we don't want field goals, we want touchdowns. So we got to be able to finish in the red zone. And we always knew from 20 to 20, we're pretty solid. Now we just got to learn how to finish in the red zone and get touchdowns and not field goals. But, Matt McCrane, man, he was sick the last 2 days. And, he was bad. And I'm like, regardless of what happens, let's make sure we get all the treatment for this guy because he is ice cream cold. And so we want to make sure that, give all the treatment he can get. Make sure you get all the fluids in him he can get because, he's points, and points are hard to come by in professional football. So, but we'll clean it up and going into next week with a good team in Memphis. And so we just got to make those corrections and we'll be fine.
Coach, you obviously have 2 very experienced veteran coordinators to help you out through this whole thing. Kais calling the offense and Greg calling the defense. As far as evaluating yourself with the head coach and stuff, whether you're going for it or not on 4th down, kick a field goal or not, time management, timeouts, things like that, how do you think you did?
I probably should have kept my challenge, so I guess I give myself a B, I guess, from the time management standpoint. I thought it was a close call, it could have gone either way. And going for it on 4th down there in the goal line, we had an opportunity to go up 7 points, so they still got to get a touchdown and still try to create, get points off their extra point situation. So we just felt like, McCrane's clutch, let him get 3 points for us, and then we'll play with our defense and win the game with our defense.
I personally think you did a good job. The only question I have is at the end of the first half, where the timeout situation was 27 seconds and then it ran down. Was that intentional to run the clock down?
Yeah, because we knew where we were on the field.
Okay.
And the biggest thing was we knew we had points already, but we knew we had some good plays as well down there that we can get touchdowns off of. So, and having one timeout after that situation, we felt good about the situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Initially, I wanted to stop it sooner, but then it was like, all right, let's wait for a little bit.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, and then we'll call the timeout. And then too, our offense was discombobulated, so it was safe to get it in too. Yeah.
Abram Smith is back. Can you speak to his health and how he changes that running back room and the offense in general?
Yeah, he makes us better. Not just from running the ball, from protection in the backfield. And he did a really good job with that. He brings a toughness to our football team. Not all the time that you run the ball for 100 yards plus or whatever the case may be, but those are little things in there that he did today and still, helped us be successful on offense.
Speaking of that mentality, Jaden Mickens told the Stallions to Google him during the game. Can you speak to the confidence that this team has going against the defending champions?
Yeah, these guys don't flinch. And, Vaughn did a heck of a job, our GM, of getting the type of mentality guys that we wanted for this football team. And I was happy that they put Birmingham first on the schedule, and we talked about it before because we knew day one of camp had to be a different type of mindset. It wasn't no easing our way in. We knew from day one in camp that we had to go ahead and we got to be ready to dominate from day one. And Vaughn did a really good job of getting those mentality type dudes We got bigger up front on the offensive line. We got bigger and more explosive on the defensive side of the ball. And it's kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles mindset. You know, we want to get bigger and stronger up front, man, in the trenches. So he did a heck of a job of getting that for us.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, coach.
Really appreciate it.
See you next week.
I know, right?